G'day everyone, we are back for live, part 2 of the Faux Frolly tote. We have basically constructed the front already, except for the zipper, and we are going to do that in a minute. I'm going to get some of you guys on here. We are live on Facebook, so for those on YouTube later, g'day Louise, you will hear me chat away to other people, which is normal because they talk to me while I'm on live. So, lining. We have a bag bottom in the kit, and we have two sides, and we have the pocket, which we did on the first part, okay? So we've got that ready to go. Pop the bottom away, and we need to do the pocket. Now, find the center. You can clip, pin, fold, crease, whatever you like, iron. I'm just going to find the center, and I'm going to find the center of that. So fold in half, and I'm going to crease it with my finger. Now, if you decide you want extra pockets, you are more than welcome to do that. I place it around about the 2-inch mark from the top. It gives me a bit of room. That's right on the 2-inch mark. And it's black on black, so it makes it really hard to see. But I'm going to pop a pin in here. And the bottom, I have the opening at the bottom. That is purposely done. We want that in the bottom. I'm going to pin a crossways so it's easier to get out. And I am going to sew, g'day Jimmy, hello Naomi. I'm going to sew down here across the bottom and up here, and that pocket is in. That is my other front. So I'm going to zoom you in a little bit closer, adjust that camera. Come with me to the Casbah, to my machine. And we are going to backstitch top and at the top, start and finish, of course. And I'm going to put my stitch length down to 2 again, or 2.5, because this is a functional thing. So we want to make sure that, sorry, that's a bit crooked. We want to make sure that it doesn't just come apart. And I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see a bit more. All right, and about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Dogs you can hear in the background. And what this will do, will close that opening at the bottom at the same time. And just make sure your pin is out of the way. And go around there, just like that. And back stitch, cut off. That is those done. Enjoying the demo? Good, Patricia. All right, then you grab your base and right sides together if you have a fabric that is right and wrong, and you place that. Now you can, it could be on the same side, it can be on the other side of the front pocket, it doesn't really matter, it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to wing it and place that there. That's my son home, Jaden, the child. And I'm just going to clip along there, and I'm going to sew that together with a 1/4 inch seam. G'day Maya. Back stitch again, guys. God, I love this machine. Then open it out. Make sure that your opening of your pocket is facing up and not facing towards the bottom of your pocket of your bag, because you'll be very upset. You'll be undoing it. Get the other side of the bag, side of the lining. A couple of clips in there, or pin it, whichever one suits. And we're going to do that. Sorry I missed you live last night. That's okay, Cassandra. You got to have a life, darling. And back stitch at the start and finish. 1/4 inch seam. And she is done. Okay, so that is the lining finished. That's all right. That's the idea of it. That's what I like to hear. You're busy sewing. All right, so I'm going to adjust the camera again, bring it down, and so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I've got the lining there. I'm going to just pop that aside for a minute. I'm going to grab my front again. And with this, I'm going to get the zipper. I am going to open it up. I'm going to get my zipper tape, which I buried over here somewhere. And I'm going to run my zipper tape along the top there. Find the end of it. Along here. Go right along. Hopefully my arms aren't in the way too much. So along the top. Just like that. Cut off, break off, whichever one suits. Cut it off because for some reason or other I don't have the strength to break it off. And that one there. Take the, sometimes you've got to heat it up a little bit with your fingers to make it stick, or get the tape off somehow. Start the other end, sometimes it's easier. Alright, you got that. Now make sure that the rounded side of your zipper is facing down. Put it in the center there somewhere. You can center it up if you want to by putting little nicks in it. Do that. Along there. And a good push down. You want it to stick. If it doesn't stick, you can heat it up with the iron, or you can just come along with clips too. That's another option. Sometimes it needs a bit of help with an iron, and that just heats it up enough. Sometimes you just need to heat up that glue a little bit. Just be careful not to melt your nylon zipper teeth. That's better. Then get some more tape. Run it along here. So this process takes away the clip sew or pin sew and then pin and sew thing. You literally do one lot of sewing along here and a top stitch. And then you get, try this end, come on. Take that off, get your lining, and with the right sides facing down, get your lining and place it on top, and make sure you line it up with the edge of your bag front and the top of your thing, your zipper, and stick that along there. Now again, if you find it's not tacking properly for whatever reason, sometimes tape just does that, get that edge of that iron, oops-a-days, and just give it a little extra help along the way with a bit of heat, and that'll make it stick down. Pop that aside for now, that one aside, and we're going to go to the machine, and I'm going to just lift that up. Oops-a-days, wrong way. We're going to come in and we are going to stitch that down. So place it underneath here. and stitch. You can use your zipper foot if you want to. This foot's fairly close, so and it is a functioning stitch, so please make sure you have that on 2.5 or 2.2 or whatever your normal stitch length is, and sew that down like that. Then open it out, turn that under, so it's like that, and we're going to top stitch, so I'm just rolling it and pushing that lining under. Pull it down from underneath as well, and I'm going to top stitch along here. Top stitch is 3.5. And I'm just making sure as I'm going along that I have missed everything, pocket's not in the way, I haven't got, you know, a crease there. There's a little bit of tape there, but that'll go in there. And that's top stitched. Now you're going to grab the other side, and with the right side facing you, you're going to get your tape again. You're going to repeat the same process, but what we're going to do is I need to move that tape up a little bit closer. I could see it last time. Looks great. Planning on making a few of these once I get my Teflon foot. Yes, well, that'll be on its way soon, if not already. I'm not too sure. I haven't done the invoices or anything because Sandra's been doing them. But I'm sure it won't be too far away. Take the paper off. Get your zipper, the other side. Make sure you've got the rounded side facing down. Place it on top around about center. Again, like I say, you can center it perfectly if you want to. And line it up with the top. Like that. So if I was doing this for myself, I probably would have used a white thread, so it wasn't so visible, but because we're doing a live and a demo, I wanted you to be able to see what I was stitching. So it is, I have done it in the black thread. They're gorgeous, aren't they? I've got kits in these. Really nice fabric. Then we've got that. Now you grab your lining, the other side of it, right side facing down, and place it on top, lining up the sides of your bag and the top of your bag, and press it on top just like you did the other one, and we're going to stitch that down. Those fabrics are I think they're an anthology, or they're a fern textile one for sure. And we're just going to stitch that down again, and then top stitch. It can't smell. It does add feature, not yeah, it does. Yeah, it does, absolutely. And then turn that around, like full on turn it around. I know that's zoomed in, it's very hard for you to see. So that it's around the right way. Fold that in, and like I say, just roll it with your fingers. You can clip it down if you want to. You can clip from the zipper side. And I'm going to top stitch that. down there. I hope Kayleen's here because she can help me if I make mistakes. If I forget something. It's not unusual. All right, so now we've got that all like that. I'm going to zoom out so you can see it all. There we go. So I've got it like this. Okay, got that and that one. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I know, Sonia. All right. Okay. Turn it wrong way out. Actually, no, go back. No, I'm hiding in case she stuffs up against this, Kayleen. Yeah, I know. Here we go. I'll put the zipper in first. Just got to find the zipper head. I buried it before. Now again, line up the side of your bag and make sure that those zipper ends are even. So give them a trim. If they're not, even if it's the slightest of trims, just make sure that they're even and there's no fluffy bits there. And pop your zipper on. So that way, and then that way. And if you're lucky enough, it'll go on first go. Maybe, maybe not. Oops. There we go. It did. Okay, all the way across. Then open that up again, and place that on there. Sorry, that was a bit fruity, a bit gross. Place that back on. Sometimes I like to do it this way. Sometimes I just put it on. Depends on how I'm feeling. There we go. And you can do this with your zipper jig. And she's like that. Now turn it wrong way out. Like so. Right sides together. All the way out. Why are you not using the zipper tutor? For some reason or other, I seem to have found my knack on doing them, so I haven't had to. Okay. I only use that now when I struggle. I've got it stuck to the side of my table, so now it's getting in my way. All right, so get your... Actually, we'll go with this part first. I think this is more important. Make sure that your vinyl seams meet. That's the most important. Make sure they meet. Okay. Wait. And do that on both sides. Make sure they meet. Show off, yeah. I would put a pin in each end of the zip to stop it coming off. It won't come off while I'm doing this because the way I just did that. Putting it on a second time tends to stop it because you sort of close it and it tends not to come off. And we can quite easily open that from the inside. Okay. I'm going to stuff the handles in there. We don't want them in the way. And you want to just grab your zipper and just open that up a little, just so you can get your hand in there later. And then line up the tops, the sides, all that sort of jazz. You will need a walking foot on your domestic machine for this section. That is 100% for sure. I turn the zipper, I push the zipper to the inside of the bag. So you know how some people go, oh, does it go? Which way does it go? I push it on the inside, and it tends to work all right that way. If you want to, you can always put zipper tabs on the zippers as well, but that does make it a little bit harder for you to do the top stitch. Makes it a little bit more difficult. All right, so I want to leave an opening on the side, doesn't matter which side, anyone you choose. And I'm going to come down here and just clip down the sides of that. Turn her over, clip the other side. Make sure they're lining up. Yeah, I've probably done so many zippers now. I think that's what it is, Louise. I've done so many. Not many give me a hard time anymore. Every now and then I get one and I go, right, zipper jig, where are you? So I still use it, of course, but I do so many. The only, I'll tell you what ones I did need it for. It was the number 3s. Oh my God, Father, were they hard work. All right, we need an opening. So the opening, I'm going to leave enough for me to get my hand in and pull stuff out. This will turn white. So I'm going to just place it, a mark there. Okay. So I'm going to sew back and forwards there, back and forwards all the way to the other end. And down this side, I'm going to go all the way from one end to the other. My zips don't sit right in this part. Okay, okay. Yeah, well, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's, yeah. Sometimes I find they do and sometimes they don't. I suppose it just depends. What I really want to make sure is that that thing doesn't, oh, sorry, my finger's in the way. That thing does not come undone where that join is. I'm trying to get you where you can see me. Oh, this silly thing just moved. Hang on. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, so where those two seams meet, where the faux leather is, I don't want that coming undone. You can use a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, whatever. Oh, came undone. Hey, up. Whatever suits, really. 1/2 inch, you're still going to need to cut out the excess. It's going to have a massive seam, thick seam. So I still just use a 1/4 inch. This is my needle threader. Love this needle threader. Because this machine, although it is amazeballs, it does not have a needle threader. That's the only downfall. And other than that, love it to pieces. All right, so I actually don't, oops, the days, I need to go back down. I don't actually take that out until I'm right up at it. So I go right up to it, and as I get close, I then slide it out. Now, where this bit is where the zipper is, it can get a little bit chunky up here. Just hold it down the best you can with your fingers. Really push it down. Oops, the days. Catching going on. There we go. Oh, it's caught again. There we go. And straight down here. I mean, you've got these side seams inside in the, just out of curiosity, how much is Crackerjack? Around about the 3-1 mark, 3 grand mark. Brilliant machine for what it does. Still trying to work out how to use a needle threader on my machine. It doesn't like me. Oh, I use the manual one if I have trouble, and I find that I don't have to think about it then. All right, and I just make sure when you've got a hump like that, just double check that it did stitch. Sometimes they don't stitch properly, and then you end up with a gap. Found that on my Naomi, that I had gap. Can't have gap. Make sure that your faux leather underneath is nice and flat, like there's no creasing. You can see a crease. Get your finger in there and make sure there's no creasing. We don't want creases. Last thing we want. And when you come right up to that, like I say, I'm just going to lift that up. Now this is the side I'm going to leave the opening. So I'm going to push that all down really well with my finger as I get up to it, and I'm really helping it along by pushing right down. I'm pushing down really hard. I'm just going to release that. I had a little bit of a crease. And it's got caught again. I think there's stuff behind it and it's getting caught on it. As I get to that point, and a bit of reverse sewing here. Make sure you reverse sew at that opening. If you don't, you're going to tear it. Lift up and go to your next one. Back and forth. And then back and forth here. Alrighty. Yeah, they're not too bad for what you get, like the table and the whole kit and caboodle. It's really good. Now, there are a couple of ways you can do these corners. Now, I'm going to just zoom in out of here. First thing first, I'm going to cut off that chunky bit of zipper on either side, like that. Now, corners, you can go a couple of different ways. You can measure it out, you can cut it out or whatever. Or you can, oops guys, we've got a bit of a thread there. You can, where's my opening? There it is. Now I've left that opening in there. I've got the zipper, I can open the zipper right out. Put your hand in there and push that down with your hand in there, making sure that the pleather is really flat. And have that center seam going in the middle, okay? And push that down. It makes like a triangle. Your hand out. And with your ruler from the point, measure up 1.5 inches or whatever you want to make that, all right? So if I make that 1.5 inches, I'm going to measure here, and then I'm going to rule across there, just like that. And all I have to do then is clip that corner, just like that. Well, I can put one on either side, whatever I like, just like that. And then I'll do the same to each and every corner, the exact same. So I put my hand right in, making sure that my handles aren't in the way, all that sort of jazz, and I've got my fingers right in the corner here, in that corner, and I'm pushing it down and I'm making sure that seam, this is how I used to do it many moons ago, and it was very hard for me to find paperwork on this, and as in pictures and stuff for quilt patterns. It was really hard. But they call it a boxing corner, boxed out corner. So that's that. So that's those two. So those two, if I was to look at where that line is, it would be exact on either side. So there and there. So then I go and get the lining, and again I do the exact same thing. Stick my hand in, put my finger in the corner. Now I need to use my white one, which comes in that pack of 4 markers that I have. Wait, heavy. And from the corner I measure 1.5. Get that marker, and this marker starts off sort of grey, and then it goes white. So I don't know if you can see that on camera very well. And then I just put a clip on either side and repeat to the other side. Bit hard when you've got all this bag sitting on your chest, like in your way. So pop your finger in the corner and create that triangle. Make sure it's out in a triangle. Get your 1.5 inch from the corner. Get your pen. Yep, good to go. A lid on that. And put a clip on either side before I move anything. And we're ready to sew them. We're so close to finish, it's not funny. All right, so I'm going to now sew across that line on each one of these corners. So I'll do that right now. That thread, that nearly came out again, you little booger. What you doing? Oh, you did. Try again. I must have pulled out the fabric too quick. It happens sometimes. How much is the kit for the bag? Elwyn, it is 60 with the pattern. Without the pattern, it is 50. All right, so make sure you back stitch each time you start and finish, and just stitch across. I have actually seen some people not trim these off. And then I've seen other people just trim them off. If you're worried, just get them together and just sort of do a bit of a eyeball. Make sure that they're around about the same, if not the same. I have quite a few different coloured kits too, Alden. So in there, pop it under the needle, back stitch, and off you go. Little bag go. And then these ones, and like I say, with you at home, with this thick part, you will need to use your walking foot. I haven't changed the foot on this, I haven't had to, so, which makes me happy. And with that center seam, you can't really see it there, just open it out so it goes over easy. And back stitch at the end, stays and get off, and then do the other side. The beauty of the bag kit too, guys, is that it is cut to size for you already. You just have to start sewing. A couple of stitches, open out that center seam. That one, just pop that in there, and then out of there. Now, you're going to trim that off, trim that off, scary, I know, and then you're going to get the other ones, trim them off, a hairy bit there, take the hairy bits off. You can really see that white marker now. That will wash out, but like, it's hard for me to see that. There we go. I don't want to cut my stitching. Be careful not to cut your stitching. And that one off. And that's a bit of a thread thing there. And then your opening. With your opening here, before you turn it out, just turn it over and finger press. It will help. Love your scissors. Do you have them in stock? I do, Carolyn. They are Jack scissors. They are as sharp can be. They're $25 and I have them in stock. Yes, I do, darling. If you'd like a pair, I can pop one aside for you. Pop your hand in, jam right in there, and start pulling out. This is where I normally look ridiculous because I always struggle with this part. So and I get really sore hands because I've got old florist hands, so they get tired, sore. There we go, getting there. Nice. Yeah, sure, Carolyn. So this kit is the coral one with this what do they call them, starfish in it. It's really quite pretty. Can I get a pair of scissors, please? Sure, they are fantastic scissors. Great, great. Thank you, Cassandra. So here we go. Oh, this is where in YouTube you can fast forward. This is the telltale, whether you've left a crease in the pleather when you've sewn it together and stuff. This is where you'll find out. And you'll be like, oh, good Lord. Right. Turn your lining out the right way. Stick your hand in there again and push all those corners out. It should be pretty easy to push out. Shouldn't need anything other than your fingers. And then that out of the way, that out of the way. And grab that opening and just put your finger in either side of the opening. And because you've already creased it, it should just sort of be folded over. Mine's a little bit pushed around, but just rejig it, pop it under the machine and stitch it closed. I do about 1/8 of an inch seam on this. And just pull it tight. This would have to be the easiest bag known to mankind. Push it all in. The other one too, and when you come to these sides, so I was a little bit off there. This is what Evan was talking about, getting that side bit a little bit nicer. Put your finger in there and really push on it. Push that down. You probably give it a press now. Lining's in. And close. Yeah. And she's done. So that's one side, that's the other side, and that is that bag done. And like I say, you can do any colour stitching you want to do. The sides are pretty good. They're not too bad for a beginner. And she's stitched on, and you've got that pocket there now on the front. And because it's faux leather, you don't really have to line it. You've got a pocket on the inside here. It is, yeah, it is really easy. Sonia, it is such an easy bag. It really is. Look, I mean, I've made a few mistakes as I'm doing it. I twisted the handle, you know, things like that. I've stitched it down without putting the handle. I stitched it down without putting the handle in. It happens. That's life. That's why I don't mind making mistakes on videos, because you see how easy it is to make a mistake, and that makes you quite normal. It's really quite a simple bag and really easy to make. And you guys can make, you can sell them. I don't mind. You can make as many as you like and resell them. You do whatever you like. But yeah, you know, it's pretty pretty cool and pretty simple. So I'll pop those 2 orders down. I've just got to make sure I get the right names for those scissors. Who was it? Like cow carving every now and then you need an app. Yes, it would have been like that. Kerry Lee and Carolyn Locke. Yep. And how easy to fix it. Yes, exactly. Sonia, you saw me undo it. Very, very easy to undo, especially when you've got like a little fella like this on your side. You know, this little fella here. Bang. Done. You're welcome, Yvonne. So, scissors. Carolyn. I don't know if I've got your details, Carolyn. I'll get you to send them to me just in case. Saves me hassling G for them. But, yeah, thank you for that. And thank you for your orders, guys. Appreciate that. Did I zoom it right out? I did. But, yeah, how cool is that? That's so easy. And you can do this on your sit-down machine. Like I say, if you want stitching not to be visible, then do it in the same colour, like a white. Yeah, thanks, darling. And, yeah, you can embroider on the front of this or put a name label or something. Whatever you like. It is all up to you. But I do have kits of these. If you've already got the pattern and you don't want 6,000 patterns, you can just get the kit alone without the pattern and come back to the video and just watch. That is absolutely perfect as well. And I'm happy to do that. All right, so it makes it nice and simple, but with a bit of a press, she'll be fine. Yeah, just like I bought one. All right, so there you are. That's my videos for the day. Oh, you got my kitchen in the background and paints. There we go. So thank you for joining me today. Appreciate your time. And sorry, I made people sick up in South Australia. Sorry about that. I don't know whether it was me. I'm going to get tested though, just in case. And like I say, the video on the live on Facebook today at around about 3-ish, I think it was, close to, has the colours. And yeah, I know, Sonia. Walking germ. Yeah, so I'm going to take my child in with me today. He can do. I've tested negative so far, so I know. All right, guys, thanks for joining me again. Appreciate it. And it could be anyone. All good. Yeah, I know. But still, I feel bad. So, yeah, so I will talk to you guys soon. And take care. Bye.